everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and happy Friday. Okay guys, I'm filming this on Tuesday. I have just gotten back from Missouri. We were gone for 12 days. So all the videos you've been watching in the past 12 days were all pre-recorded, including Monday's video. So it just feels really good. Number one, to be home. That's a long way to be away from home and to not like be on vacation. It was wonderful to see family. Both my family and my husband's family all live within 30 miles of each other in the Kansas City area, which is very nice. It makes going home and seeing family wonderful. And then my extended family, I'm very close with my cousins, and I got to see my three cousins that I normally get to see just once a year. One of which is the one that just got married to the Italian guy whose wedding will be, she got married, but their official, like the ceremony and stuff, is going to be in Italy this summer. So I got to see them, and anyway, wonderful, wonderful trip. I did, folks. I fell up the stairs, so I'm not gonna flip you guys off. I fell up the stairs right before we were leaving yesterday. I was carrying an armload of things that were at my in-laws, and I was carrying an armload of things up the stairs real quick to pack, and my foot slipped on the stair, and I went forward and jammed. My fingernails are long right now. I normally don't let my fingernails get that long. I usually keep them pretty close. Life has been happening. I have more to talk about with my fingernails too though. Life has just been happening, and if I had them short, this wouldn't have happened, but I jammed my hand into the step, like riser, and I have very strong fingernails. And the nail didn't break, but it pulled, sorry, I don't want to gross anyone out, it pulled the nail away from the bed, the nail bed. The nail came out of contact with my finger, where it should have been in contact with my finger. But the nail did not break. So this is like totally non-scientific at all, but I've wrapped it really tightly with a bandage. I've taken it off a few times just to really examine the fingernail, and it's not cracked or broken or anything. So I'm hoping that it will reattach itself and things will be fine, because I have a lot of sew-alongs I want to be filming. And I mean, I guess I could just do it with a bandage on my finger. I don't want to gross anyone out though. It grossed me out, and it happened to me, and I was, well, anyway. So that happened. I also banged my shin really hard. I jammed these three fingers, so they were really sore driving home yesterday. It was a whole ordeal. But we had a wonderful visit back with family. I'm so ready to be back home in my sewing room though. And I have a lot. I mean, you guys saw the video on Sunday. I have a lot that I'm really excited about. So, luckily, like I said, I'm filming this on Tuesday. You're watching it on Friday. The Love Notion sale is happening right now. And today we're going to talk about 5 Love Notions patterns, actually 6. I threw in a bonus one because technically I have sewn with it a little bit, but I'll talk a little bit about that one here in a second. But these are 5 Love Notions patterns that I have never made up that I would like to make up this year. They're ones, a few of these, I don't know if all of them have, but I know a few of them have been featured in some ready-to-wear looks and the patterns I would use to recreate them. But I just haven't had a chance, you know, there's only so many hours in the day to sew these patterns up. So I want to walk through those 5 patterns that I plan on using this year, new ones. I'll be using my tried, because I have quite a few Love Notions patterns that are my tried and trues. You guys know what all, I mean, basically you could look at Monday's video to see what those are. The ones that I just wear a ton. I will be making a ton of Love Notions patterns, I'm sure, this year. But one of my things I talked about on Sunday is that, number one, I want to try some new to me fabric stores and also new to me fabric or pattern companies. I also, on that, there's some patterns that I own from other pattern companies that aren't like my tried and true ones that I just have never made up, that I would like to go through my pattern stash and make some stuff up that I have not yet. Even companies that maybe I've made other stuff from them, but for whatever reason, you know, like maybe I shopped a big sale or something that they were having and I just haven't gotten around to sewing all of the patterns I bought, which I'm trying to get a rein on doing that. But anyway, I also have a hair dancing around my face. Anyway, that's what I would like to do in 2023. So one of those is, I'm an ambassador for Love Notions. They are having a 30% off everything sale right now. You can use my code TOM10 for an additional 10% off if there's anything that you haven't grabbed yet. The classes are included in this, and this will get you an additional 10% off. So it's not technically 40% off because it takes the 30% off. It's already taken off on the website. And then this takes an additional 10% off the sale price. So it ends up being less than 40%, but not much less. But it is a little bit of extra savings, which is really great. But the classes that they offer are on sale, as well as all the patterns. So we're gonna go through those 5 that I'm gonna be making. But yes, 2023 is just gonna be the year of trying new things. You know, I spent so much time getting my TNT patterns like set, which are great. My wardrobe basics all set. You know, I still have a few things that I'll need to make up this year, and we will be talking more about wardrobes and building wardrobes and stuff all throughout the year, because that's my jam. But I've spent so much time doing that, but now I feel like I have my basics kind of set. So now it's time to try some new things. Number one, I don't want the content on the channel to get stale, but also I don't want to get bored. And sewing is my hobby. It is my mental health. It is, I love trying new things, and yeah. And I know that things that work for me really easily out of the packet don't necessarily work for other people right out of the packet, because our bodies are different. So some pattern companies might work better for others. Anyway, hopefully by trying some new ones, bringing Jenny in on some of these as well, and my daughter, and the boys actually. Be bringing my son in for a little bit for some sewing. But hopefully it'll give you a better idea of how some, you know, if I've had to make a lot of adjustments to this pattern company, but your body is opposite of mine, you know, maybe you're pear-shaped or something, then maybe you know that company would work really well for you without making adjustments, that kind of stuff. So, I'm blabbing for 7 minutes. Okay, I've missed you guys. Let's get into these patterns though, because I have a tendency to blab, don't I? All right, so the first one I'm very excited about making up is the Vivace Dolmen. So this pattern is new-ish. I don't think it was new last year. I think it was the year before. No, maybe it was last year. When did I become an ambassador? I don't even know. Was it back in March? Have I been an ambassador a full year? Yeah, I think I have. God, time just really, yeah. Anyway, the Vivace is a newish pattern. It is this beautiful wrap, kind of an interesting pleat that's at the front of the V-neck. It can come as a dress and as a top, and it can be made in wovens or in knits. And I really want to explore the differences there, like how it reacts with wovens versus how it acts with knits, because that's going to give you different drape, and well, different woven fabrics and different knit fabrics are going to give you different drape as well. So that is one I'm really interested in exploring. And I'd actually picked a top, if I can find it off Pinterest boards, and I should be able to. These probably won't be available to buy anymore, but as an inspiration picture, I think it was Anthropology, if I do remember. But anyway, I love the shape of this, the neckline, everything. I think that it would make a great version of the Vivace. And I've got some linen I want to play around with for a Vivace top. Yeah, and I would also like to play around with it with the knit. I think it'd be a fun dress in the knit or top. You know, you can kind of go either way. So anyway, that is one that I would really like to try, and just using the different and playing around with how different fabrics and stuff completely change the pattern and give you more bang for your buck as well, going into that. And that's actually going to be a little sooner rather than later. So keep your eyes peeled for more information, for more me making up the Vivace. This will probably be the first one I make out of all of them. So you can stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm really excited about trying this one. I've seen a lot of really cute versions out there. All right, number 2 is the Presto Tunic. I love this one. I think that this would make a really cute dress. I think it'd be easy to extend from tunic into like a, you know, mid-thigh or above the knee little shift dress. But what I love is the tunic. It's the, God, what am I trying to say? The placket that is there around the neckline. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for some really cool embroidery, or appliques, or just contrasting fabrics. There's just a lot of really cool opportunities there in the neckline. And I know that I've featured this tunic before in ready-to-wear looks, because I think it would be really versatile. It'd be great also for just a regular tunic. I know the Tunic Bible, I own that book, and I was never really been able to get the pattern that comes with that book to fit me great. But I think all of the different trim ideas that they have and embellishment ideas that they've got in that book would be fantastic once you get a tunic pattern that really fits you great. And I think the Presto could be it for me, just because, I mean, I've not made it up yet, obviously, but I think just with my experience and the way Love Notions patterns fit me normally, I think that, you know, doing the medium with the full bust, I'm going to be able to get that one to fit me really well, and I'm really excited about trying that one out. So and playing around with some embellishments. I've got some fun stuff coming up. I've hinted a little bit, but I would like to play around some more with embroidery this year. So stay tuned on that one, but that is something that I would like to play around with, and I think that that Presto Tunic would be the perfect base for that. Okay. The third pattern that I am excited about making up this year is the Willow Wrap top. Now, I've made one of the Willow Wrap dress. I actually don't think you guys ever saw it on the channel. I made it out of a double brush poly. It was beautiful. It was a fabric knit I got from Joann's, but I never really liked it on me. I loved the fabric and I loved the style of the dress. Anyway, this was before I had my colors done. Turns out they were completely wrong colors for me, and I'm sure that's why I never liked it on me, that it just didn't make me sing like my proper colors do. So while I would like to try the dress, the Willow Wrap dress again this year, I have made that before, so I didn't include it on this list. But the Willow Wrap top I am including because I put on, I think it was back in the spring, a ready-to-wear look. It was a Bowden, I believe, top that I really want to recreate. It's a beautiful little floral. I think it would be great with, you know, white jeans, of which I'm going to be in the market for this spring. A new pair, either to make a pair, buy a pair, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But I really wanted to make up a dupe of that Bowden top because I think I would wear it a lot. And I think it would be really fun for, you know, layering cardigans, layering my white Metra blazer over it. I can see many styling options for the wrap top. And I think that the wrap top is just so visually flattering on so many people because it gives curves. You know, I can get it, and I'm sure it's the same block that the Willow Wrap dress is, and I was able to get a nice fit where it didn't gape across the top. So I'm sure I can get the same with the top as I got with the dress, but I think that is very flattering. You know, it exposes some skin, so it's not, I don't get completely boobalicious, but then it also creates a waist, the way that the wrap comes, and that whole, you know, lines not stopping and moving, the eye follows it, all of that nonsense. Not nonsense. I really find it fascinating. The way that color and lines and stuff and proportions can just really change the whole look of an outfit and make it just more appealing to look at. So I just find it fascinating, all the art rules. But anyway, I think that the Willow Wrap top is going to be fantastic, and I've got some, I think it's a cotton spandex knit that I bought in the remnant sale or into bolt sale that StyleMaker did last January. They just finished this year's, and I didn't buy a thing, which was, I'm very proud of myself. Not that they didn't have anything I wanted to buy, because they did. I am just trying to restrain myself. So we'll see how long that lasts, because my birthday's in February and I'll have that 20% off coupon that I will totally be spending. But anyway, I do have a fabric that I think is really going to work for that top. Okay, next, number 4 is the Margot Peplum. I have been interested in this since I began as an ambassador. Well, actually since I found Love Notions, period, which has only been within a couple of years that I found the company and fell in love with the patterns. But the Margot Peplum interests me. Number 1, I am a rectangle with a large bust, which can go very inverted triangle proportionally. Peplums are great for those of us that are slighter on the bottom than we are on the top, because it gives more width. It helps balance out our figures and gives our hips a little bit more width to balance out either your shoulders or, in my case, my bust. My shoulders are pretty balanced, but it's my bust that makes me look top heavy. So I am interested in, number 1, trying out just the Peplum top and styling that a few different ways, but also I'm interested in lengthening that into a dress. And I am almost positive that Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles has done that with that pattern. I'm almost positive. I'll go back and check, but I am, yeah, I mean, that's right up her alley, and I'm pretty sure she's done that already, but I would like one. And I just bought all that Ponte from Surge Fabrics, so yeah, I think making one might be maybe a top and then a dress is going to be in the cards for me this year. Also, one of the things that I would like to say, so you don't see a lot of Peplum tops, you see some, but you don't see a ton of Peplum tops right now in ready-to-wear. You know, it's one of those things that things go in and out of, you know, current and that kind of thing. But what I love about sewing is that none of that matters to us. I mean, I want to look current, but also I want styles that really accentuate and flatter my figure, which Peplum style tops are one that do that for me. So that is one thing that I love. You know, that's something that I probably couldn't go out and buy right now, just because you just don't see as many Peplum tops right now, but that's something that looks really good on my figure, so I can make them. Love that about, so there's many things I love about sewing, but that is definitely one of them. All right, and then the fifth pattern that I've picked that I want to try for myself this year is the Sonata Dress. I have also had this one on my radar forever. I think I'm really gonna love it. I think the neckline is really pretty and interesting. You can do the facing on the outside, which is really cool, or on the inside and just have the beautiful top stitching. It has, it's kind of a sheath style dress, but it has elastic in the back to help cinch in the back a little bit, but also you don't have to have any closures. So it goes on and off over your head, similar to the Cadence. Which I think is wonderful. I think that's gonna be very flattering on my figure to just have some elastic in the back, but then have the front, you know, just kind of graze my waist, and then it's A-line, so it will give me hips. I have a couple of linens I would like to try that out with. And there's a few different sleeve options with that dress as well that I think would be fun to play around with too. So it's the neckline for that one though that I'm very interested in. But I love the way the Cadence fits, so I have a feeling I'm gonna love this one as well. And it's one that's just been in my list of, I really, you know, wanna make that and I just haven't. So very excited to give that one a try this year as well. Okay, then bonus pattern. And I didn't include this one in my top 5 because this, technically I've made this neckline before, but it is the men's Dockside Polo in Henley. I have used the neckline on this on the Arlington sweater to make a knit button-up shirt, or not button-up, it's more of a Johnny collar because there's no, but I didn't put the buttons on. For my daughter, I made her like a cropped, long sleeved with the Arlington. I did a whole video on it. I'll link the video up here because I did it was a hack video, but I used the men's Dockside. If you're interested on how I use the men's Dockside collar on that pattern, I do have a whole tutorial showing you how I did that, but I'm interested in trying it out for my son. He is taken to golfing. My husband and I both golf, and my daughter golfs too, but my son has just really caught the bug. So he got a couple new golf clubs for Christmas. I mean, he's out practicing all the time. He gets his license any day now, and I think we're gonna get him a membership to a driving range just so he can just drive himself over there. He's one of those that has to be kept busy at all times and like physically busy. Like he can't even, like he'll play video games for a little bit, but not very long at all. He has to be physically busy. So we thought that would be great. He can just drive himself over to the driving range, hit balls for as long as he wants to, drive on back. We have one driving, it's just a driving range, not a golf course, but just a driving range close to us. So anyway, he is wanting more golf appropriate shirts. So I thought it might be kind of fun because he is slight but very long in the torso. So shirts that fit him in the shoulders and arms are often too short on him. So I think that me making him some appropriate golfing shirts could be fun. So both finding the fabric, because I want to do the dry fit, you know, the wicking type of fabric. So taking you guys along on that ride as well as I make him some golf shirts, probably this spring, maybe the March time frame. Get kind of dug into that. So that is, so I've never made the pattern as is, so that's why I included it on this list, but that is one thing I would like try to do, especially for him, and I would like to have him on the channel a little bit more this year anyway, because he's actually taking an interest in what he wears and has been asking for a few more things, including a wool peacoat. So stay tuned for that. More, because I have had requests for men and boy, you know, sewing. I don't have boys to sew for anymore, but my son and probably more so my son than my husband, but I'll, you know, make some stuff for him too. He just asks for less. So there we have it, guys. Those are the 5 patterns, Love Notions patterns that I'm excited to sew this year and that I would be buying if I weren't an ambassador for this year. So hopefully that's giving you a little bit more inspiration on things that you may want to try as well, because I will be going through, I don't know, I'm not going to have sew-alongs necessary for those patterns, but there may be some hacking or you know, trying things out in different fabrics and all that kind of stuff. So these patterns will be featured on the channel and they're new ones for me this year. So just kind of give you a heads up on there. And again, everything's 30% off, including the classes right now, and you can get the additional 10% off with the code TOMCAT10, and the sale does end today. So no Feature Friday today because the sale's going on, but the Feature Friday, which are the $5 patterns, will start back up again next week. Okay guys, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and get some sewing in. I have builders coming to my house next week to build the wall for my filming studio. So I'm going to have a filming studio, and I got a projector for Christmas, so that's gonna be set up as soon as I get my wall and get everything painted and organized. And yeah, so probably not the Parker Ponte sew-along, but sew-alongs after that, and all tutorials after that will all be done in my, well, in videos period, will be done in my filming studio going forward. So the chair is gonna move to the filming studio, which is just next door to my sewing studio. So all of that will be happening next door here very soon. Okay, that's all I have for today. Have a fabulous weekend. Get some sewing in now that we're in the new year. New year, new you. I hate that term, honestly. Not new you. Just take some time for yourself. Relax. It's been a busy holiday season. I hope you all had wonderful holiday seasons. And just take some time for you to recharge and, yeah, recenter yourself with a hobby, with some creating. All right, all I've got for today. I will see you guys again on Sunday. Have a good weekend.